In this video, we will be learning about primary, secondary, and tertiary atoms. Also, how to convert Lewis line structures to skeletal structures. Okay, we'll be learning these two things. So first, I will teach you how to convert Lewis line structures to the skeletal drawings. Let's start with this first compound which we see here. I'm not going to get into IUPAC namings because that is not really the scope of this video. Okay, but I'll just simply teach you how to do it. IUPACs will be covering it in some other time. So you have a chain here, alkyl chain here with 4 carbon atoms. Now how do we convert this to a skeletal structure? 4 carbon atoms means I need to have 4 carbon atoms, represent 4 carbon atoms in skeletal structure. So I'll start the first corner here, okay, the dot. This dot represents CH3. Okay, now you draw a slanted line in this format, in this way. Then you break this line downward. Okay, so now this corner becomes CH2. Now I have one more CH2, so I'll have to break one more. I have to make one more corner here, so this becomes CH2, and then the last carbon atom is CH3. So this terminal end becomes CH3. That's it. Okay, it is that simple. Now let's move forward to the next structure. So the key thing here is to identify the longest chain and then to put the other branches if they are there. So here there are no branches. Always remember this starting point is CH3 and this starting point is CH3. Now there are some cases where these starting points are not CH3. I will be discussing those in the examples forward. Now here let us identify the base chain or the parent chain. How many carbon atoms are there? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now remember, every CH2 will be represented by this corner. Okay, even this carbon will be represented by this corner here. Okay, in this format. So let's see how that happens. So first step, draw the parent chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atoms. So first carbon atom, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, so I have a chain with 5 carbon atoms. Now as you can see, there are 2 CH3 groups attached to this carbon atom. So those groups I am going to show it in the form of 2 antennas like this. Okay, they look like antennas. So this becomes the overall structure. So let's just count and see if all the carbon atoms are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So these two ends also become CH3. Now let's check for this structure. So here we need to first identify which will be our longest chain. Okay, so it is not going to start from here, it will be starting from here, correct? But this horizontal chain need not be the longest. Okay, so always stick to what is given in the Lewis line structure. So in the Lewis line structure, if it is given like this, convert this structure as it is in the skeletal form. Don't try to modify it, especially if you're beginning with it. Okay, for someone like me, I can do that, but then for you guys, since you're just beginning, try to draw exactly in this way here. Try to replicate this exact structure here. Okay, so the longest chain will definitely start from here, but I will take this horizontal chain. Okay, just for convenience sake. Ideally you're supposed to take this longest chain, put it horizontally, and then put the other substituents, but that's not what I would recommend for you guys since you all are beginning. So I have how many carbon atoms here horizontally arranged? 4. So I'll put 4 horizontal carbon atoms. Is it 4? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is CH3. This is this carbon atom CH. This is CH2 here, and this is CH. Okay, CH. Now one of this CH3 we'll have to put it in the horizontal line. So I'll put this CH3, the downward one. Okay, so this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this CH3 is done. So coming from the right, the second carbon atom has a CH3. So I'll just draw one line. Okay, this is CH3, CH. Okay, then this CH2 on this carbon atom, nothing is there. On this carbon atom, I have something special. Okay, so I'll draw one line like this. So this becomes this corner here. Okay, now on this corner I have 2 CH3s, so I'll have to draw 2 lines in this format. Okay, this is again I'm revising. So this, on this carbon atom I have this carbon atom here, so I've drawn that first. Then there are two CH3 groups attached to it, so I drew two lines like this. Alright, so this is a very simple way of taking the structure just as it is and drawing it, okay, rather than taking the longer chain. Ideally you're supposed to take the longer chain, so it will help you for your IUPAC namings, but then since you all are just beginning, you can directly draw it in this format. Okay, so now let's try to draw the skeletal structure of this one. Okay, the horizontal line is going to be how many carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have an OH also here. Okay, so this is where, you know, earlier I had discussed where there are occasions where this terminal end will not be called as CH3. That is what we are going to be discussing here. So let's draw this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just first take this 6 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is 6. On 6 I have double bond O, and then one and the same carbon atom is attached to OH. So I'll draw a line like this and write OH at the end of this line. Now many people confuse this end as CH3 and they write an extra carbon atom in the ring. Okay, please don't make that mistake. Remember, every corner is a carbon atom including this one. Now here, as you can see, this carbon atom here resembles this one. Okay, this carbon atom is attached to an oxygen, so I'll have to draw a line to connect it to oxygen, correct? So that is just the line that I'm drawing. So I'm not going to consider this end whenever there are functional groups. Okay, now on this carbon atom I have a double bond, doubly bonded oxygen here, so I'll draw two lines and then I'll write oxygen. Okay, what are these two dots? You should be knowing from your basic courses in chemical bonding, but I'll still be covering something regarding that in my later videos. Okay, now let's try to put in the other substituents. So I'll start counting from here. 1, 2, 3. On the third carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, I have a CH3. Okay, I'll put the CH3 pointing this side. Then I have a CH2, CH2OH. Okay, so basically two carbon atoms. 1, 2. Okay, so this is 1, 2. Now again here this carbon atom is attached to oxygen. Okay, so I'll have to take a line and connect it to the oxygen. Alright, so now if you count, it is 1, 2, 3. Let's just check if that is correct. 1, 2, 3. This is not 4. Okay, this is not a carbon atom. It is just a line from this carbon atom to this oxygen. Alright, some people they consider this as the fourth carbon atom. No, it is not. Okay, this is third. That's it. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, you stop here. Then from this carbon atom you are taking a line to OH. So I hope this part is clear to you. And let's go to the next one. Now this is you can see here there's a carbonyl group and an NH2 group. Now here, as usual, take the horizontal line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth atom is a nitrogen. Okay, so we'll just look at that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have 5 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the fifth carbon atom is attached to nitrogen. So I'll draw a line from fifth carbon atom and I will write NH2 at the end of this line. Now if I ask you to convert this structure to this, I mean, once I complete, if you take this, just this structure and take it, convert it to a skeletal, Lewis line structure, will you have 6 carbon atoms? No, it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not a carbon atom. Okay, it is the fifth carbon atom which is attached to the nitrogen atom using this line. So this terminal end is not a carbon. Here this is a carbon. Okay. As you can see, no functional groups are attached here. So this will be considered as carbon. This one is not considered as carbon because at this end I have a nitrogen. So this end is definitely not carbon. So I hope that is clear to you. There are many people who make a mistake. That's why I'm repeating it all again and again about that thing. Now let's start counting from here on this side. This nitrogen, the carbon attached to nitrogen has got 2 methyl groups. So this is the carbon attached to that nitrogen, 2 methyl groups. Okay, 2 lines. That's it. Then you have the third, fourth, nothing. Then on the fifth one, first, second, third. It will be first, second, third. The fourth one, you have double bond O. So you just write double bond O. That's it. Alright. Now let's look at this structure. So again, same story, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here we need to be a little careful. So 1, 2, this is the first carbon, second carbon. Now the third one is not a carbon. So you'll just simply draw a line. Don't break this line. Just write nitrogen there. Okay. Now you continue the line from this nitrogen to this corner. This will represent CH2, and you draw another line. This will represent CH3. Okay. So CH3, CH2, nitrogen, CH2, CH3. Now on this nitrogen there is another CH3 group. So I'll just take a line and put it here. As you can see here, there is nothing written. That means this corner will be considered as CH3. If I write OH here, then nitrogen will be attached to OH. There won't be any carbon on this line. Alright. Okay, so quickly moving to the next structure. So again here, same story. Let's take the horizontal line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 atoms. The first 3 is carbon. So 1, 2, 3. The fourth one is nitrogen. So I'll just write nitrogen here and hydrogen like this. So I'll continue with the next line, CH2. Then I have C, then CH2, then CH3. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now from the right, the third carbon has got 2 CH3 groups. So I'll just put those 2 antennas. Okay. So here we come to the end of the skeletal structure drawing. So I hope those things are clear. Now let's try to understand what are these primary, secondary and tertiary atoms. Okay, very important, especially when I'll be teaching you reactions. You need to know these terminologies. So let's first identify primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary carbon atoms. Okay, so primary carbon is written as 1 degree C. It's read as 1 degree C, but in organic chemistry we read it as primary carbon. Okay, then you have secondary carbon. Secondary carbon will be written as 2 degree C. Please don't read it as 2 degree C. It is actually secondary carbon. Okay, many people call it as 2 degree. I don't really agree to those terminologies. Then you have tertiary carbon. Tertiary carbon is written as 3 degree C, but actually it is tertiary carbon. You read this as tertiary carbon. And then you have quaternary carbon, which is going to be written in this format. So what is primary, secondary, tertiary? Okay, primary carbon atoms are those carbon atoms which are attached to only one carbon atom. Okay, now whichever carbon atom that I am going to talk about. Okay, suppose if I'm talking about this carbon atom, I've drawn an arrow and I'm talking about this carbon atom, some reaction is going to happen. What is this carbon atom called? This carbon atom will be called as primary carbon atom. Why? Because this is the carbon atom that I'm talking about. That atom is attached to one carbon. That is why it is called as primary. Okay, now let's say that I'm talking about this carbon atom here. Okay, I have drawn an arrow. I'm talking about this carbon atom. Maybe there is a reaction happening here. So what do I call this carbon atom? This carbon atom will be called as secondary carbon atom. Okay, so I'll just write here, this is primary, this is secondary. Why is it called secondary? Because it is attached to 2 carbon atoms. This carbon attached to 2. That is why it is called as secondary carbon atom. Okay, so I hope you'll be able to guess what is the nature of this carbon atom and this carbon atom here. Okay, so this is again secondary, this will be primary. Alright, now let's move on. What is the nature of this carbon atom here that I've put an arrow? Now this carbon here, which I am pointing at, is attached to 4 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be called as quaternary carbon atom. So if I can ask you a simple question here, will this quaternary carbon atom have a hydrogen? Think. You can pause the video, check it out, this carbon atom will not have a hydrogen. Okay, of course right now the structure is right next to you, so you'll be able to guess it, but then whenever you spot a quaternary carbon atom, it should quickly get into your mind that there are no hydrogen atoms on that carbon. Okay, let's try to find out the tertiary carbon atom. Tertiary means tertiary carbon atom. Suppose if I'm talking about this carbon atom here, this carbon atom is attached to 1, 2, 3. So if the concerned carbon atom is attached to 3 carbon atoms, then it is tertiary. Okay, so we can use these terminologies for those atoms which we want to talk about. Okay, so the atoms where I have marked with arrows, those are the atoms that I want to talk about. So I can talk in terms of primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary. Okay, also reactivities, all these factors in organic chemistry, they depend upon the nature of these carbon atoms. Like for example, if you have a tertiary carbocation, okay, carbon atom which is positively charged, a tertiary one is more stable compared to secondary, compared to primary. Okay, so that is the theory, one of the theory topics which is there in organic chemistry. We'll see if we can do it sometime later. Okay, so it's very essential that we understand what is primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary. Can we talk about the same things with nitrogen atoms? Yes. So this nitrogen atom here attached to only one carbon atom. So what kind of nitrogen atom is this? Primary nitrogen atom, or they are also called as primary amines. Okay, so when I say primary amine, it should quickly click in your head that you have a nitrogen atom attached to only one carbon atom. Other two valencies are taken up by hydrogen. Okay, so in that, by that logic, this nitrogen atom here is attached to 3 carbon atoms, correct? 1, 2, 3. Obviously it will be called as a tertiary nitrogen or tertiary amine. Okay, this nitrogen will be easy for you to understand. Only 2 carbon atoms attached to this nitrogen, 1 valency is with hydrogen, so this will be called as secondary nitrogen or secondary amine. Okay, so nitrogens forming single bonds with alkyl chains, they are called as amines. So if only one carbon is attached to nitrogen, it will be called as primary amine. 2 carbon atoms attached to nitrogen, secondary amine. 3 carbon atoms attached to nitrogen by single bonds, be called as tertiary amine. So I hope you understood the concept of primary, secondary, tertiary when it comes to carbons and nitrogen. Thank you.